How to best educate young generations is a topic that has become very much in focus right now. Not just for educators, but also technologists, artists, and business leaders. All of them are asking what it means to learn stuff, why we do it, how we do it, and what makes it effective. Ken Robinson's TED Talk, School Kills Creativity, is one of the most watched TED Talks of all time.
We all create our own lives through this restless process of imagining alternatives and possibilities, and one of the roles of education is to awaken and develop these powers of creativity. Instead, what we have is a culture of standardization.
And my contention is all kids have tremendous talents, and we squander them pretty ruthlessly. So I want to talk about education, and I want to talk about creativity. My contention is that creativity now is as important in education as literacy.
According to American educator John Taylor Gatto, our form of compulsory schooling is an invention of the state of Massachusetts around 1850. Schools are designed to produce through the application of formulae. So formulaic human beings whose behavior can be predicted and controlled. It's not only public educators who started questioning traditional schooling. I'm friends with a couple, Joe and Seth, who believe homeschooling or unschooling are the best choice for their daughter Imogen. So they strongly intend not to send Imi to school. I remember always arguing with them about this decision. I guess I just always thought that school is the natural and obvious place for kids to be. So I decided to spend the day with them at their home in Sutton Coldfield near Birmingham to try and understand why they believe unschooling is the best for their kids.
Hello! Hello! Iwi!
Do you know who I am?
Yes, do you remember?
Joe and Seth are filmmakers just like me. We have flexible working hours and we travel a lot. Is that for me?
Thank you, Imi.
Imi, can you get down, please?
It's like a naked artist is painting now. That's what artists do. That's their usual work mode.
Yeah, like mommy.
That's how they create. Is this Daddy?
Daddy's angry.
Daddy's angry. Okay, your daddy looks like a cucumber. You need to choose. What type of coffee do you want?
The black coffee.
The black coffee. Okay, I'll get you some black coffee. Okay, black coffee. 1 hour after I arrived in Sutton Coldfield, Seth arrived as well. He just finished the shooting in London. We went to pick him up from the station and helped him with the heavy equipment.
You see Daddy? Where is Daddy? Ooh, Daddy! Daddy!
You wanna?
It seems to me that managing such busy and stressful lives while raising a toddler must be extremely difficult. But they have no problem with it. In fact, they told me they never have a babysitter. They take Imi everywhere for work and for travel.
She started traveling around with us since she's like 3 days old, just out of hospital. So we try to take her to live in different countries. So we travel to different places. We go away to stay in another country for like a month, and then we probably come back to England, and then like stay here for like a few weeks or a month, and then we go away to another country for a month.
You must have thought, wow, filmmakers make so much money. Believe me, it's definitely not the case.
It was the Christmas at the end of 2015. We were coming back to see the family for Christmas. I think it was £20 for the tickets for all of us, and I put my card in and it didn't work. And that was it. All my accounts, there was nothing anywhere. I think £2 in my pocket, and it was pretty stressful. But it was at that point we said, actually, we need to move out of London, and we actually can't afford to stay in this house in Birmingham. We rent it out, we use Airbnb, and that can help us to pay off the debts, it can help us to cover the mortgage and give us money left over to go to these other places, because it will actually be cheaper for us. If we choose the places we go correctly, it will be cheaper for us to do this and travel 6 months of the year than it would be to just stay in this house.
I do think it worked out really, really well. That we can already tell that she's just so intelligent and so outgoing, like so much more than like probably the average kids at her age. Throughout traveling, she does learn a lot of things. She gets to know people are different. She gets to know there are different countries, people are talking different, and so she already knows different language. She's already like jumping out Chinese words, or like she's jumping out Italian words, or like a Portuguese or anything, like, so she kind of like already doing that by taking her around. So she's already much better than my dad, I would say that.
I can clearly see Imogen is a very clever girl. She has curious eyes and a very good memory. But does this mean she can teach herself without ever going to a formal school?
We don't know exactly what we're going to do, but we're sort of veering more towards this unschooling kind of approach, where you just let the child, and you help the child to learn. You don't teach them. 95% of the children that are funneled through the system are supposed to be spat out the other end, not being free thinking, not challenging anything, not being problem solvers, just being put into holes and accepting what they're sort of told they're capable of doing. Basically, we don't want thinkers, we want workers. That is what the system needs. But the big thing at the moment is that you know, the system's falling apart anyway. The jobs are all disappearing. They're all going to be automated. Almost, you know, half, 60, 70% of jobs that exist today aren't going to exist by the time she grows up. And so what's the point in training kids now for a world that isn't for a world that isn't going to exist in 20 years? You know, maybe let's do some different kind of schools, or let's homeschool and create independent thinkers that can adapt to such a changing world.
Seth and I talked a lot on that day. For the first time, I started to understand why I panicked when I heard the word homeschooling. Maybe because I grew up in the system and I can't even comprehend how can you have a life without going through that system.
I think there's more and more people doing it. There's more people home educating, unschooling, whatever approach it is. And I don't necessarily think it has to be all one or the other. If she wants to go to school, she can go, of course, at any point. And I'm sure that at some time, you know, during some of the years, she'll spend some time in a school and some time doing homeschooling stuff.
Children like to create and explore, without notions of right and wrong answers. When a child is shut down and told they got it wrong, they just won't want to make mistakes ever again. This is when they start losing their creativity. If a child loses their sense of wonder, then they lose the chance to discover what they really want to do in life and what they are truly good at. Does school spark and nurture curiosity, or rather dampen imagination and kill creativity?